So my biggest question for all my athletes watching is, why don't you train just one muscle group at a time? Now let me explain here. So we all know that when we're training, we usually have one body part that we're usually lacking on. For me, it's two actually. It's my back and my legs. So my back and my legs have been super lacking. And so just up till recently, I was like, okay, well, I'll train extra hard on leg day and I'll do my normal workout split, which is just like push-pull legs or whatever. And I started noticing that I wasn't gaining that much progress. And so I was thinking, what is the best way that I can actually get these muscles to grow faster? And I came across this one thing, this one podcast. It's from Andrew Huberman. It's about actually gaining muscles. I'll try to have it linked in the description. It's like a 2-hour podcast, but it's super helpful and it gives you a bunch of information. So I'm pretty much just summarizing that and saying basically what he said in that video was to train one muscle group at a time. And that muscle group should actually be your weakest muscle. And so when you think about it like this, it's kind of stupid. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you train your weakest muscle in your body? It's literally what needs the most improvement. Yet people do these splits instead of working on whatever muscle needs the most work. And so that's really confused me for a while, because people tend to do these workout splits that really work out every part of their body when they need to be working on the muscle group that's the weakest. So he said that a good way to test which muscle group is your weakest is flex each of your muscles from head to toe. So my neck, I guess I can flex that by going like this. Obviously, you're not going to have a great muscle connection. So what should you do? Is you should probably optimize more neck training. When's the last time you trained your neck? You see where I'm getting here. Everything that needs to be trained is weak right now. So then you move down to your chest and you flex it like really hard. And if you feel a burn there, I felt a moderate burn, then that means that you shouldn't, it shouldn't take that many sets to actually really maximize those gains, because your mind muscle connection is so much stronger there than in your neck. So you need to build up the muscles in your neck in order to have the same strong mind muscle connection, and therefore you'll be able to work out less and still get the same amount of gains. This is extremely helpful that I learned this, and I'm going to be implementing this for a month, and I'll let you guys know what my progress is. So basically, you flex all the way down from head to toe, then you go to biceps, and you flex as hard as you can, and actually on my bicep right there, I feel like a stinging pain. So that's how you know your mind-muscle connection is extremely strong. There is if your muscles are stinging when you flex them as hard as they can, and if they are stinging almost in a way, then that's how you know that you actually have a great mind-muscle connection. And so when I'm flexing, my back doesn't get that like hard of, when I'm flexing my back, my biceps have more of a sting than my back does. So obviously I need to work out my back more. And then obviously when I flex my legs, I don't have that big of a mind-muscle connection. It doesn't get that much of a sting even when I'm really like pressing. I think my toes gonna cramp before I actually like really get some pain in my leg. So what you need to do is really like, you decide which muscle needs to get hit first, and you need to train that muscle 4 times a week. Now you're thinking, wait, there's 5 days in a week. Usually I take 2 days for recovery. But if you're working out the same muscle every single day, you're going to need a big amount of recovery. So, because your muscles will be under strain for 4 straight days. So obviously what you should do is utilize your stretching and your ice baths for recovery. You should utilize all these things. You should really make sure that you have them down. And so that way, when you get back on to the next day to train that same muscle group, that it shouldn't hurt as bad. Otherwise, you're going to be going into day 3, literally not going to be able to walk. Which, one way, is good, because when you're walking, your muscles, which usually don't hurt at all, are stinging super badly. Because when you're walking, do your quad muscles get tired? No, because it's usually distributed throughout the body. But you can, if you train hard enough, you can really feel it through your quads, that when you're walking. Usually it's distributed through the hip flexors, the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, all naturally without you even having to think. But when you're walking up the stairs the next day, that's why you see all those memes around where because they don't recover properly and they end up not being able to walk, which is good because they have that stronger mind-muscle connection.